Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to FTRL's penultimate race for the Performance League tonight here at Silverstone. Tonight we've got two drivers. The league owner of Adam goes up against his title competitor of OTP to try and take the race win tonight. Tonight all he needs to do is just gain 2 points on his opposition to claim the championship, but as it is the Performance League, he's in the Sauber, so it's going to make life quite difficult for him. So he's going to try and make sure he gets 2 points, and hopefully his opposition gets none, but that's probably not how it's going to work. It's going to throw a spanner in the mix for tonight, but as we can see, all the drivers are out on their qualifying lap, and we have Aaron just about exiting the first sector. It looks like he's been clean so far, so that's all good. He opens the DRS, he comes down onto the street. Button is on his out lap, not much happening there, just letting other drivers just nearly past. We also have Smertens who can get the title if Aaron and OTP don't score points for the next 2 races and he wins both, but that's highly unlikely. So although he is mathematically in with a chance, logically he won't. Unfortunately, he won't get a title. But Spurge does the fastest lap of 1:30.8, but OTP tops it with a 1:30.5 in his McLaren. Silverstone's more of a power track because due to these 2017 cars having more downforce, they are on a higher amount of the throttle to full throttle longer, so I think Aaron might have more of a chance tonight. His car does struggle a bit with downforce, but it doesn't lack as much on the engine, which, as we all know, that's suffering McLaren does. It looks that Aaron had a little... Looks like he might have had a little bit of struggle. His car seemed to slap at the corners as he was in the dirt here of that Force India. He was half a second down on that first sector, so I think he's just going to be laying off this lap. There's not much to be gained if anything he is in the lead mix, so he has abandoned his lap. So the Posh Blue set the fastest lap of 1:29.3, and he is in the Force India, I believe. No, it's Red Bull, he's been moved up, okay. We have Cholo Cookie in the Force India behind him, 2/10. We still have FTRL Daddy still in the pits. For some reason he hasn't came out. Tico looks like he may have been held up by Aaron there as they're going through Maggots and Beckett's. Pretty unfortunately he was on a flying lap, but he is still 2/10 up. It said he's 2/10 up, but he hasn't set a lap time, which is quite strange. Just run wide there, just make sure he enters it right so he doesn't lose the time. Rich T Gaming 1:28.5. I'm not exactly too sure what car he's in. Yep, a Ferrari. Tico comes across the line, does a 1:29.5. It's a very good lap from him, especially being in the hash. There's a bit of a struggling car, but he was a second behind Rich T, who was in the Ferrari. So right now I've got 3 drivers who haven't set the time. That's Goikar, FTRL Daddy, and XRL Button. But Goikar is about to set his first time, and it will be a 1:30.6. He is in the Mercedes, as you can see on the screen. So it's not the best lap. It's not the best lap providing the car he's in, but we've still got time of the session, and that means he still can improve. So all hope is not lost for them in qualifying just yet. FTRL Daddy is now doing his out lap. XRL Button is in the final sector. Oh no. Oh okay, he started his first line lap, okay. So we're going to stay on board with XRL Button as he completes his first line lap, I believe it is. He is in the second sector. Looks pretty good through Maggots and Beckett's. Has a little bit of his lag hitters, unfortunately. It looked to be a bit of a lag, or it's just Something wrong with the spectator camera, as there usually is with Greek half retires from the session. I think that might have been a crash. Yep, he's just lost the back end at a pretty bizarre place. I think he might have just run up on the curb, back end give out, and unfortunately that's him and no wall. FTRL button comes around the second to last corner. He is almost half a tenth up, it says, but he hasn't done the time. He sets a 1:30.4 in the McLaren the Honda, which is really impressive. As he is in P7 right now. He's ghosted his car, he's just paused, I believe. I don't see him retiring. He could probably go for another lap. FTRL daddy in the Ferrari. I'm not too sure if this is his first actual qualifying lap or if this is just out lap. Yeah, his time was invalidated. And I think that might have been the case with FTRL button as well. So far, we've got Aaron coming out to the pits. Perfect timing by myself as per usual. Got blue flag coming out the pits as well. Williams, I don't know if he's entering the pits. Thought he might have been leaving the pits for a second. But tonight, what we're going to really want to focus on is the two title competitors of Aaron and onto the podium. As if all goes well for Aaron tonight, he could pick up the performance title, the first title he has won with FTRL. Well, he has been here since he started the business league, so it's going to be a real achievement for him. So he's been running just over a year, and as you can tell, he's passionate about it. So it's going to be great for him to hopefully grab his first world title. So he's going to be running with a lighter load this lap. He's only got 3.5 laps of fuel on board, just so you can have that car nice and light, because he is in a bad car. But what this performance league is it's all down to driver standard and how good they are compared to their car. He starts his second flying lap, just clean coming up the final two corners. Just hope he doesn't cut it. It's extremely hard not to on this corner. He gets it all good. Revs out 7th gear a bit, could have shifted up into 8th, but so he made that choice, and it's probably what he thinks is best. He's looking nice through the first sector, not bad at all. Keeps it nice and tucked in through that corner with the previous two corners, which is what you need. You don't want to be running wide, can lose you a lot of time. Telemetry doesn't tell us if he's going fast. This is going to be quite difficult to tell if he is unfortunately struggling or actually gaining. So you always got to watch and see how his lap time is once he gets back around the circuit. Always clean out the Copse corner. It's quite a difficult corner. You've got a car with almost no downforce. He is quite catching up to someone who's finished his lap. Got a quick bit of toe off AMK, his teammate. Not for 1 minute. I won't doubt for a minute that that wasn't coordinated. They get along well. But you never know. Could have been just a coincidence. There is a blue flag in sector 1, which I will check in a second once having the set his time. Comes out clean through the final two corners, and unfortunately he does improve his time but doesn't improve his position. FTRL button has retired. I'm unsure as to why. I think he might have just spun out and had to retire the car out of anger, but it's not, because as I have just noticed, there's only 30 seconds of session left as him and Aaron both retire. Hammer Time also decided he's going to retire too. Aaron's ghosted car, decides it's going to veer end FTRL here. Yeah, just called Masters to do that with the cordon, but anyway, what can they do? Rich T tops his time to a 128.3. He's looking like he might be uncontested for qualifying to get his pole position, because he's just, unfortunately Tim's had a bit of oversteer and he is in a Williams, so I doubt there's going to be much hope for him to get pole. Yeah, Aaron's championship contender onto the podium. Qualifiers P9, 8 tenths ahead of him. So Plexits comes through Cop's corner. All clear, very good. I believe AMK is still doing a lap, such as Rich T. I don't think Rich is doing. Oh yeah, he is doing another lap. Okay, I didn't know. AMK comes across to knock his teammate down into P16 with a 130.9. So it's going to be a tough race for Aaron to try and crawl up into the points and gain onto the podium. FTRL Daddy, if you're watching this, can you please retire the car? You're in the pits, so that means the time will continue to go down and we won't be able to start for another minute and a half, or around there. So the top three are Rich T Gaming in P1, set to 128.308, which is the pole position time. Tim in the Williams, he set to 28.9, 5 tenths behind Rich T as he slams into the back of his teammate Blue Flag. And we will see in a minute who was taking P3. So qualifiers over for the British Grand Prix, and we have Rich T Gaming in P1 taking pole position in a Scuderia Ferrari. Tim in the Williams P2, Chillo in the Force India takes P3, FTRL Daddies in P4, City Posh Blue P5, Tico B6, Chicken Guy P7, Plexits 8, Panini 9 and Blue Flag 10, rounding out the top 10 onto the podium. Just outside on 11th, and the championship contender Adams P16 in the Sauber. And there is rain. It's going to make life extremely tough for the drivers tonight. The rain is not a walk in the park at all, especially around Silverstone, but there are some slow corners, especially in the first sector. It's going to be quite difficult to keep that rear end in shape. But overall, the last couple corners of the lap may be a bit tricky as well, but overall it is quite a high speed track, so it shouldn't be that difficult for them. They are going to be on intermediates, I believe. 5 red lights are out and away we go. As you see, the drivers are always delayed as it comes up earlier for us, but Rich T Gaming gets a better start. One of the Haas's down in, I think this might be P6, at a bad start, contact with P2 and P3. Someone runs off the track, I believe that might be the Haas. There's been some contact. That's another Haas been taken out. Unfortunately, I don't know who that is. It's FTRL Panini, unfortunately. I see some carbon fibre has been knocked off onto the track, so that's going to make life pretty difficult. I think that might have been off a Ferrari, I'm not too sure. It's quite difficult to see, but it is a battle looking up, might be 3 wide, I believe. MK is going to want to back out as he's been cut off by Hammer Time, but looks like he's going to go for a switch back on the corner as the 2 drivers in front go deep. He does make contact a bit, slides, so they want to be careful through here so that he doesn't get cut off. The other driver gets up on the curb and spins it. Good handling off him. All clean between the 3, so that's good. We've got some close battling up here with XRO button, Blue Flag. He goes around the outside the cops, that's a bit unorthodox, but he runs wide and he gets the position back, so unfortunately it didn't work for him, I don't think. Nope. Aaron gets past, he's in P9, onto the podium, almost hits him unfortunately. FTRL Button almost hits onto the podium, spins through there, manages to hold the car, keep it out of Hammer Time. Hammer Time has to make avoiding action to get out of the way of one of the Terrazos of, I believe it was Hammer Time. No, it's Spage. There's some battling going on up here. Looks like Spage is getting close to onto the podium. Adam himself is getting close to making a move on Blue Flag. Can't get it down the inside there. He's going to try and get P8 as well as he can. Unfortunately, they can't make anything work there, but on the straight he will have the slipstream, so he might, if he can get a good exit out of turn 5 or turn 6, whatever one it is, he might be able to advance and make a move around there. He doesn't want to be too eager right now as he can risk damaging his wing, so it's in the early stages of the race. It's all about being careful but making sure you can get up the positions. You can't win a race at the start, but you can certainly lose it. Spage gets a few second time penalty. FTRL Button has overtaken Chicken Guy, and Chicken Guy has also overtaken Hammer Time, so he's lost 2 positions. Spage is overtaken onto the podium, that's going to help him, but he's going to try and go around the outside. It's going to be quite hard to get it around there. I can't remember the name of the corner, so I was going to say it. And have a second off a Blue Flag. He's going to be trying to run away from onto the podium. Life's going to be easier for onto the podium now as he's got more downforce than he is in the rain. Adam's in the Sauber and he's in the rain. The Sauber doesn't have good downforce or aero, so it's going to be quite tough for him to try and get the most out of the car, but it's something he's going to have to do. He's had to just try and push up to Blue Flag and get it, gain as many positions as he can, just to open up that points gap onto the podium. It's going to be quite a tense fight for him tonight. AMK is overtaken Button. I'm not too sure if it was around the outside, just a nip down the inside. Hammer Time has also overtaken AMK. He's dropped down 2 positions. He's now P14. Churros had the fastest lap at a 1:46.2. He is in P1. He has overtaken Rich T Gaming somehow, I don't know, but has gained 1.3 seconds on him, so he's going to be happy about that. He is in D4 India. And speaking of that, we've got City Posh Blue trying to make advances on him. So hopefully there's no contact between the two, but it's looking like it might get spicy between them. Rich T defends the inside. For a second it looked like City was going to go for the outside, but he isn't. He doesn't have the grip in the car, especially in the wet, to do that. Just keeping it behind him, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes, as if Rich T makes a mistake, he can possibly take the position off him. The Ferrari of FTRL Daddy is only 3/10 off Tico in the Haas. It's going to have a lot more downforce in this part of the track compared to the Haas it is. The Ferrari does have the better aero, but he makes a mistake under dirty air. Goes a bit wide in brackets. That costs him. That's going to cost him a bit on the hanger straight, as he can't utilise slipstream as much as he would like to. Adam's also closed up another 2/10 to Blue Flag, so he is getting close to making up another position. He's in P9 with onto the podium in P10, but he is also being attacked by the Toro Rosso of yeah, he's been attacked by a Spade. He's been hit by, he got forced off the track a bit enough, that's him going deep, but he's been costed again as he's had a poor exit, and looks like it's going to be an incident, but luckily no, his Button decides it's going to be the better idea to pull out onto the podiums, out of points now, unfortunately, but he's still got time left. Still 22 laps remaining of the race. He's going around the outside of him, quite unexpected. City Posh, 3-second time penalty. Spade gets a 3-second time penalty himself. Looks like he was a bit over ambitious with his move in the final sector, just forcing him off the road, so it's something he wants to be careful about. Can't be doing that. As all this is happening, onto the podium's lost the position. And Spade has got there. Aaron will know because it'll show that Spade is behind him, so that's going to be a bit of a relief to him. No, we cannot tell Button to crash out and come on Fortnite killing. Panini has dropped down to positions in his P16. I don't know what he's doing there. He's throwing it in sixth gear. I don't know if he's trying to, or I think he might be just trying to burn fuel. He's been given 2 laps extra of it, but I don't see a need for him to be revving his engine out like that. Chillo, so fast as that for 45.6. Onto the podiums, going onto the back of Spage. She's close up to him. Spage does have some connection issues, unfortunately, so that's going to make life difficult for the both of them. So it's just going to make life a bit difficult for him, but he's going to have to try and keep on his toes and get past him as quick as he can. He doesn't want to be getting held up while Aaron tries to make progress, but it's just fortunately the situations you can't handle. Guicarp, who's joined, didn't have it left, to be honest. Panini's made a move on AMK, but that was in the pit lane, so I don't know if he's just jumped him or, because I believe AMK was behind him in the first place. Aaron making advances on blue flag. He was making advances on that guy. He does on and off track. The Guicarp's left the session again. I think he's got some connection issues himself. We'll see if Aaron can make a move coming down Hanger Street, if he gets a decent enough exit, but unfortunately I don't think he can. You both don't get that good of an exit. But if nothing changes here, we'll go further up the grid and see what's happening with other drivers. As it looks that you might be pretty close, but blue flag goes deep. That allows Aaron to come right up. He tries to be a bit cheeky and nip his nose down the inside, but unfortunately too far back. Chillo, 45.5, so that's not the fastest lap. Plagues it, makes a move on FTRL. Daddy, Tico and Tim are fighting for P4. Tico being in the Haas and Tim in the Williams. We'll go back over, then he goes, see Tim goes back around the outside to defend his position. City Posh is still within reach of Rich T. He's only about just outside the second, so if the rain does go, he will be within DRS range. He'll be close to DRS range, so it's just going to be a battle. It's just going to be, if the rain does go, it's just going to be trying to manage the gap to him. They are fighting for podium position, so they don't want to go for any over ambitious moves. Tico's got close to Tim again. He's got back closer. We've also got Plagues that's closing up on the back of them. On his screen it's showing they both had connection issues for the moment. Unfortunately he gets a bad exit out of Beckett. But Tico is right on the back of Tim. He's up in Rich Mix. Well, he was for the second. He's going to try and go round the outside. That's something I've never saw another driver try before, but he'd done it. But he went for it. Unfortunately not able to make the move stick. Ferrari for FTRL Daddy's trying to make a move on Plexit. Tries to go down the outside, can't make it. Cholo sets another fast stop, 45.2. He's pulled out an absolutely massive gap on Rich T right now. 5.3 seconds and a nice 7 laps into the race. It's really impressive from him, really impressive. We have AMK with a 3-second time penalty. Aaron's still in P9 onto the podium, he's back over to P10, he's got past Spage. Aaron's looking as if he's having trouble getting past blue flag right now. he's just going to try and push on, be as consistent as he can and not make any mistakes. He's got a lot of fuel, so he can run a lot of the lap in a lot of the MK as at the wall, and that's into the pit lane. I don't know if he's made contact with anybody. We'll have to ask him. So seems to have quietened down a bit. I think we've got hammer time. Going to make a move, closing up on Spurge. He doesn't know want to make a move sometime. He runs a bit wide, coming out to Cop's corner. Yes, connection issues. Hammer time won't be able to make a move through Maggott and Beckett, so it's pretty much impossible to get around the outside through the wet. In the wet, sorry. Spurge, yet again. He makes a little bit of a mistake coming out of the corner. And hammer time is still, he isn't in a position to make an overtake. Yeah, again, looks like Spurge is struggling in these conditions. Button tried to go down the inside the hammer time. Notice that last second he went for the inside and then switched back to the inside of the other corner. It's quite unexpected. I didn't know he was that close behind him, but hammer time's not fighting back. Hammer time's not fighting back. He's not giving in. He is fighting back. Trying to get his car past that McLaren. Spurge has ran wide enough to pretty much go off the track, so he's going to lose a bit of time. So I believe Button has just cemented his move on hammer time. Just hope he gets through these next set of corners cleanly, as he has done. He's got through there cleanly, so he's gone a bit wide around here. I don't know if that's just his racing line or if that's a bit of a mistake. Spurge has gone right off the track. He's been riding upon the curves. He's going to lose a fair bit of speed. But the curbs can kill your speed on this game. Gets a good entry into Maggott. A good entry into Beckett. So it's all about the exit now. He does well, he does well. So can this help him gain on blue flag? I think it might do. He was 7 tenths behind. He's gained 2 tenths. So that's good. We'll let them do their thing and we'll move up further on in the grid. We've got a battle stemming from P4, 5, 6 and 7 of the Ferrari of FTRL Daddy at our back and the Williams of Tim at the front, but I don't think he will be battling with Plegzitz anytime soon. He's a second gap and he's got Tico right behind him, so if they start to fight it's going to hold him up a lot. He has a look down the inside, but there's nothing he can make of it. Locks the tyres up. Plegzitz goes wide, quite wide, but Tico goes a little bit wide. Tim gets a 3-second time penalty. I'm not too sure if Plegzitz would have just got a warning. Looks like he went off the track. There's been a blue flag in the first sector. Not too sure who that's off. We'll go back up to Tico. He's right on the back of Plegzitz right now. So this is looking like it's going to shape up for a good battle. Spurge retired. He's spun off and decided to retire, I think. Not entirely sure. Looks like Plegzitz and looks like a couple drivers tonight are having connection issues, but Tico, he's really spun the car. He's managed to hold it, which is all well for him. It's good. And still making progress on blue flag. Panini, 3 seconds. Before she gets a time penalty. In the rain, it is quite hard to keep within the track limit, so you gotta give it to him. But it's their job to get the car around the track as quick as they can and not get a time penalty. So well, so the 145.1 as I struggle to get the words out my mouth. Doesn't look like much is progressing, but Aaron right on the back of blue flag. Doesn't go for move, blue flag goes deep. So he sticks behind him. There's not much he can do to try and get past them, so he's going to have to wait for further on into this lap to try and get past. He is really close to him. It's going to make it a bit difficult for him to see the race line if he uses it, being stuck behind another car, but the flag goes wide. Manages to keep it cool on that corner, brakes early enough, gets through. Or safe doesn't want to go wide, another corner that puts him at risk of losing position to Aaron. Just get a bit of oversteer, that's going to work to Aaron's advantage as well. Aaron's put his fuel mix up into Rich. Blue flag doesn't decide to defend the inside. He just make a little bit of contact as he goes down the inside. Obviously he's just trying to slow it down, but hasn't slowed down as much as he'd want. Somehow he manages to take that Sauber around the outside of the Williams. God knows how he's managed to do that, but the flag is fighting back with his engine power. He has got the Mercedes engine, the 2017 Mercedes engine. There's been a bit of contact, that's knocked blue flag behind onto the podium as well. Unfortunately, they are friends themselves, so it will be understood that it was an accident, but that's not helped Aaron as onto the podium. He's gained the position, it's not what he wants. It's not what he wants at all. So it's Aaron's goal to try and bridge a 7.7 second gap to the Ferrari in front of him. It's not going to be easy at all. I'm saying he kept your road out, he goes wide, he maybe hits the brakes too late, I believe. I didn't exactly see what happened there all too well, but there is a battle stemming from P5 to P7, as I believe. No positions have changed between them, so right now no move's been made, but looks like Tico is getting really close to the exit. Exit but unfortunately retires. He's hit the wall, got up on the curb, or just went straight up. He's either got up on the curb or went onto the side of the track, and that's just killed his rear tyres and he's hit the wall. Tico still have a second left exit. She's managing to just keep the car settled. Hammer Time has made a move on blue flag. Hammer Time is in a faster car than onto the podium in Adam, so he's going to have an advantage over OTP and Adam, so I'd expect within the next, I don't know, maybe 7 laps he might be closing up on them if he does continue to close up on them. Both drivers are quite close to each other now, both within a second in 4/10, so Adam's going to want to try and do all he can to keep him behind him. Right now there's not too much going on, it seems to have calmed down a bit. The gap between P5 to P7 is still the same, but no positions have changed, I believe. No positions have changed. Same drivers, same position, same track. Just haven't had the chance to make an overtake yet. They've both been defending good, but they've also been attacking, and unfortunately they haven't been able to make a move. Just gotta be patient, try not to make many mistakes, and just get it around the track as quick as they can. Onto the podium, half a second behind Adam. They're both in their own fight, not only for the championship, but for track position. Hammer Time has caught up by about a second. I don't see the rain calming down anytime soon, so these drivers are going to want to take the tyres about halfway through the race, I believe. The telemetry is showing me that it's about lap 13 or 14 that they should be putting in. Plexus has got close to Tim. Looks like he might have a chance to make a move if he makes another mistake. Looks like he's been struggling a bit. Tico still behind him. The Ferrari of FTRL Daddy is still behind Tico as well, so nothing's happened while I've been away for a moment. On the podium is quite close to Aaron, but Aaron's going to have an advantage in straight line speed. As we all know, that McLaren Honda is a horrible car on the streets, unfortunately. So Daddy's getting close to Tico to make a move, so that's going to be interesting. Tico goes a little bit wide, but Daddy can't get past. Looks like Guicar, he's been lapped, he's not even in the game anymore, he's had connection issues. So that put Tim off, but Plexus has took advantage of that. He's got Plexus has just got past Tim. And the Ferrari is having a go at the Haas. Onto the podium has made his pit stop. Aaron is still out on track. So I don't think onto the podium will come out in traffic. So right now Aaron is in P8, but that won't be for long as he was pitting in. So he will be pitting in soon. I don't know if the drivers behind him are as well. Still a battle brewing with these. Tico's attacking Tim as Tim's gone wide. That's pushed him up on the curb a bit, but I think that's just down from having a bit of oversteer. That's given the Ferrari a chance to go at him, but he backs out. He thinks better of it. Few cars into cops never really goes well. I think it's cops. I can't remember. I'm bad with corner names, unfortunately. Plexus is in within half a second of Div2. The Ferrari of Div2 has entered the pits. He's going to be changing to another set of intermediate tyres. Tim goes in the pits, gets a 5-second stop go penalty as he sped into it. So that's the Ferrari up into P4. Aaron will be coming in. Aaron stayed out. I think he's going to be trying to make the overcut, but that's going to cause him to lose time now as he's going to be fighting with hammer time. It's not the brightest decision, I don't think. Knows there's something he knows that I don't. I think the rain might be stopping. So I think Aaron, yeah, the rain's stopping, I think. So Aaron's waiting for the rain to stop and to then put on the dry tyres. He's dragging these as far as he can get them to go, because unlikely onto the podium is going to get past him it's just unlikely he's going to get past them before the switch over period. But you won't have to pit. You won't have to pit another time. He's had to make his one stop. Where onto the podium, he'll have to pit again. I'm not making it sound easy, I know that. Well, let's say Tim's in another position, I think. They're just showing that on the screen. Don't know why. Solo, 144.1. Exit makes his pit stop. He puts on a set of soft tyres, as I believe Aaron's putting on a set of super softs. He's going a bit more aggressive with it. He's going for the more grip, but I don't think these tyres handle all that well in the wet conditions. So he will come out in P10 behind onto the podium, but he's going to have to make another pit stop for fresh rubber, as well. Next a few cars behind him. Plexit has spun off the track, so that's going to make it a bit nervous for Aaron as he's dry tyres, wet track. I think it was too early for him to do that. He's in the mission, he's still struggling on traction, so I think he's made a bit of a mistake there. But onto the podium, he's not going to get too far ahead. Either or the other couple drivers ahead of him. When they make the pit stop, I think he might be able to get past. The Ferrari of FTRL Daddy's got a 5-second stop penalty, just spent to the pit lane. There's a blue flag in the first sector, I'm not too sure where that's come from. I'm not exactly sure, I don't know if it was someone who might have spun. City Posh, Blue, Tico, FTRL Daddy have all made their pit stop. Onto the podium, he's going to be coming in for a set of fresh tyres in a couple of laps. But Aaron's done that before him. It's I think a bit too early. There's not much going on. Plexit, she's 8 tenths off Aaron. Second guy P12 HT is bumping up against the wall. He's P13, 40 seconds off Jav in front. Unfortunately, Guy Carper's he's lost connection, so he's unable to get back into the car as it had been 5 minutes, so it's just his ghosted car trailing around the track. We have City Posh Blue, he puts on a set of soft tyres, I believe. Comes out the pits, weaving a little bit, trying to get some heat into the cold tyres. Something he doesn't really need to do, but still. Why not? Tim gets past City Posh Blue. He takes P3 for now, I think. Yeah. Shalom, still in the lead. It's got 11 seconds advantage to the car behind. There's been an incident where unfortunately Tico has just crashed out. Don't know how that happens, unfortunately, but he is out of the race. Onto the podium, must have been making a move on the Ferrari. I don't know why he's just let him pass like that. Tim saves his time penalty, puts on a set of super soft tyres, and there's another position for Plexit. She's down to P9 right now. Unfortunately, Arnott doesn't look like he's got much to answer with. He is in quite a poor course, making life difficult. Exit goes wide though. That allows Aaron to keep close to him. Now he gets up on the curb, manages to keep the car controlled. Right now it's looking that Aaron's got more car control than Plexit, but Plexit has got a faster car which is just helping him out. The Chicken Guy's also having a bit of trouble with his car as well, as he's fighting with blue flag. He's fighting the car as well as the Williams. Manages to keep it. Don't know how he's managed that, but he's done it. The track's taken quite a while to dry out. I thought it'd actually only take a couple laps, but it took a lot longer. Hammer Time's closing up on the Ferrari ahead of them. Hammer Time manages to get it round the outside of the Ferrari, and the other Red Bull is closing up on him. Rich T has come into the pits. He's getting a new wing, I believe. That's it. The Ferrari gets a few second time penalty. Aaron's still on the back of Plexit. Onto the podium. He's somehow in P2 right now. Doesn't seem to be too much going on right now. It's all quieting down, I believe. Aaron gets a few second time penalty. The gap between the Ferrari and the Red Bull staying the same. It hasn't really changed too much since it got past. The track is drying out, now, so it's making life easier for him. He does have the faster car. It's just a matter of him figuring out how he's going to get that car past the Red Bull. Plexit, unfortunately, a few second time penalty. Chicken Guy's in the pits. I don't think DRS still hasn't been enabled, so it's still a bit too wet, I think, to have those dry tyres on. So, 20 laps into the race, the biggest winners and the biggest losers. So, unfortunately, Rich T has lost out a lot. He's went down to all positions. He did start off on pole position, but his race hasn't really went to plan for him, so that's a bit of a shame. But on the flip side, Hammer Time, don't know where he's managed to get that from. He's definitely pulled it out the bag from P17, I believe it was, to now being up into P3. He's done a great job. It's something I didn't expect him to be doing, but he's done it. So that's definitely something good. don't even know what to say to that. I am genuinely a bit surprised that he's gained 14 positions. It is definitely tough to do that in the dry, but to do it in the wet as well. Granted, it happened a few at a time, but still a great effort by him. He's still being chased down by the Ferrari, who's having a bit of trouble, which he's unfortunately retired. I'm not too sure why. He's lost his tyre. I think he might have just hit the wall or something. I'm not too sure. Not too sure how his left tyre's gone, but his car position's like that. But hey yo, it's the way it is. Panini gets a few second time penalty. City Porsche Blue, 4 seconds behind the Ferrari, which he was once close to. He was a good few laps ago. He was only about a second or two off it, but unfortunately the gap's doubled. So I don't think he might be able to get that position, but I don't think he's got enough time to catch up. Panini, half a second off Aaron. Aaron's in P8, he's in P9. And I say both drivers are struggling. DRS still hasn't been enabled, so the track is still a bit too wet for the dry tyres. Onto the podium, still on his set of intermediates. He's looking dead set for the P2. That's what granted, as long as he doesn't make a life-changing mistake and spin the car out, which I thought was giving commentators curse then. It looked like he was about to spin out. Hamilton P3. Cholo a 39.5 second lead. I haven't got a clue. Don't know what to say. It's definitely not a lead I've saw somebody have before, but it's a first for everyone. He's coming up to some lapped cars right now, but he dives into the pits. Granted, he can do it. He's got the time. Tim gets a 10-second time penalty. I'm not too sure why. I think that might just be exceeding track limits, but this game can be very harsh with it. As you see, Cholo thinks it is time to put on a set of dry tyres. Not too sure if front of the podium thinks that as well. I think it'd be best onto the podium to just keep on the intermediate tyres, because Hammer Time's not going to gain 17 seconds in 3 laps and he's going to go into the pits. It's painful to watch, but yeah, that might be P2 floating away, but yeah, I'm not too sure why onto the podium pit. I don't know if those tyres are just feeling too far off the edge or if there was just too little grip, but it's a decision he's made, and I believe Hammer Time's got past them, and so has FTRL dad in the Ferrari. There's onto the podium down to P4 for that, and that's going to be a blessing. He's in P8. Panini, 5/10 off Aaron. He was 3 for second, but he's dropped down 2. The track looks like it's completely dried out, I think. But it does look like there is a little bit of standing water being kicked up. Panini is trying to get past Aaron, but Aaron's doing his best to defend his position. He's going to want to try and get a good exit out of this corner, which he does, but Panini does as well. Aaron gets a little bit of oversteer, same as Panini. When he opens the RS, so he's got an advantage of straight line speed on him. Don't think he's going to go for a move, it's too far back. Not much that can be done. Blue flag, 7 seconds off them. I thought I said 7/10, but nope, 7 seconds. blame that on bad eyesight. Rich T Gaming has joined.
Didn't even know he left.
He's getting close to him, but he's not really in a position to overtake Aaron. Runs wide, but Aaron's got penalties, and has Panini also got penalties. Aaron's got 1 penalty. Aaron's got 3 penalties, so that's 9 seconds. And I see that Panini has got 4 penalties. Okay, so if they finish the V, if Aaron finishes in front of him, he'll stay in front of him because of penalties. But if Panini gets past, he's got to try and open up 3 seconds, so it's going to be quite difficult for him. He's running in lean next year. He's got 1.8 laps, so that's going to make it a bit difficult for him. There's a blue flag. Is it a blue flag? Yellow flag in sector 3. Don't know where that's from. Can't see anything on the car's dashboard cameras. On the car's onboard cameras. The Ferrari is closing up to the Red Bull of Hammer Time. He was a second off, but now, well, he was over a second off, now he's 4/10s with a couple laps to go. Panini for his second time penalty. That's going to make life even more difficult for him. So it's looking that it's going to, that looks like Aaron's going to stay in P8 and Panini's going to stay in P9, but it's all on this, the battle for P2 right now. FTRL Daddy's got the faster car, the faster tyres, and it looks like he's closing up quite well as the track is drying out, so it's gonna depend on how well Hammer Time can defend. As you see, the Ferrari that were on board with it set at 139.8. Panini's still behind Aaron. Not in a position to make a move just yet. Just got to kick him oversteer. Plagues at 39.7, sets the new fastest lap. Blue flag gets a few second time penalty. Looks like Hammer Time is managing to pull away from the Ferrari now. So it's all quieting down in the final stages of the race, but onto the podium. He's close. He's in DRS range of City, but it does not like he make a move. Cholo, the race leader, sets at 38.8 as he starts his final lap. 25 seconds before Hammer Time does. Just want to point that out again. It's something definitely didn't expect. Hammer Time set to 37.7. That tops Cholo's lap time. Panini and Aaron are still fighting as they come out onto Hanging Street. Panini gets the DRS. There's not too much point in him making a move because he's got more penalties than Aaron, but I don't think they know that. Plays it, 37.6. We've got Cholo. Comes through Maggots and Becker to the final time this race. Aaron gets a 3-second time penalty. Even it's just a little bit of weaving from Cholo on Hanging Street there. And Cholo comes through to take the win with a 23.8 second lead. At one point it was 39 seconds. It's just an unbelievable race from him. He's done very well this race. But we've got to stay on board the hammer time as he comes through to take P2, I believe it's going to be, as long as he doesn't spin the car out. Looks all clean. So he's going to take P2, I believe, unless he's got some time penalties I don't know about. Sets the fastest lap as well at the end of the race. Sets a 36.1 on the final lap. FTRL Daddy comes back home in P3. Goikart P12 as he finishes the race onto the podium. City Posh Blue take P5 and P4 and P5. But onto the podium, got passed through the penalties. Tin brings the car home in P7 and brings the car home, still fighting with Panini, the P8. Just manages to keep the car in front of him. So there's P8 for Adam and P9 for Panini. And blue flag will be taken P10. Rounds out the last point scorer. So at the end of tonight's performance race, we see Cholo Cookie in the Force India takes P1 hammer time, gets P2, and FTRL Daddy in the Ferrari gets P3. Onto the podium gets P4 in the McLaren Honda. City Posh Blue takes P5. Nico Hulkenberg, also known as Plexit, takes P6. Tim takes P7 with blue flag in P8, Aaron in P9, and Panini in P10. So we're going to get the drivers in for the interviews now. Alright mate. Well done on your win. I know, yeah, I saw it in the chat. Hammer time in as well for his interview. I know it was strange. I saw the rain stopped and the track just took so long to dry out. Yeah. See if we can get the other guy in. Cholo. What have you been drinking? Like, seriously, yeah, 1 point you had a 39-second lead, and at the end of the race, after you pissed off, you were 23 seconds up. What was going on? How did you manage that? Yeah, like, how was it, like, the conditions and all that? Because obviously you've got to try and get past the Ferrari, and you're in a 14, so it makes life difficult, but how did everything feel? Yeah. Still can't get over the fact you pulled out 39 seconds at 1 point, but hammer time. Yeah. You've been up 14, 15 positions that race. There was a lot of fighting going on. How did you manage to get your car through and not damage it? P4. Oh, I saw that, and that was a bit painful to watch some drivers do. Yeah. It was like, at one point it'd stopped raining and it looked like it dried out a bit, then it looked all safe for them to pit in, and some pitted in but it weren't drying out again. Alright, Connor. I forgot you were fourth as well. P4 in a dog of a car. How's your manager? One point you were in second. Yeah, 3 laps left and you pitted. I thought 3 laps left and you pitted. I thought you could have hung out for P2. So that was a bit painful for me to watch, because my screen, the jack was like still wet a bit. But like, how did it feel out there on warm tire? Yeah, how did it feel out there on the wet? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you've done a great job. You gained about like 9 positions. You were fighting Aaron for a bit. How was that, fighting the title contender? So, well, then you gained about like 9 or 10 positions that race. So it's not something that's quite easy to do in the conditions you were in, and I don't know what to say. Is that quite impressive? Yeah. So, Cholo, you take your first race win. How'd you feel? give me a bit more, don't be like Raikkonen. So yeah, you three done really well. Oh yeah, no, I saw that. Does Cat not drive anymore? No, I don't know what happened. I came back and I didn't really see him, but yeah, well done you three. You done well. So next Wednesday we'll have the final round of the Performance League Championship. Connor, who was just literally left the party just then, and Aaron will be fighting for the championship at Monza. So like I said, that'll be 8 PM on Wednesday next week. We don't have any more Monday races as that league has finished, so tune in next Wednesday and should have a good race for you. Thanks for watching.